We keep rolling, make it 8 of 10 winning days, and we got an 11 game slate. Let's talk some basketball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we had another winning day. That's right. We're going to go over the recap in a little bit, but you just heard it. Make it 8 of 10 winning days now. Hit all the one-unit plays. So we'll go over the entire recap in just a bit. How in the freaking world do the Celtics lose to the Atlanta Hawks at home? That was unbelievable. It made us lose a half unit on it, but still, either way, that was just absolutely wild. And then the Blazers just put a beat down on the Timberwolves. Go figure. But that's the NBA. So quick reminder, NHL video is out now for Wednesday's games. So go check that video out. Karan has his best bets for the day. But before we get started, of course, you know Outlier. Any graphics you see on this app or in future videos are from an app called Outlier, the best player prop research tool on the market today. Click the link below and you get a 7-day free trial. All right. We have an 11 game slate, so we got to get right into it. But of course, that means it's dad joke time. So here we go. Do you know that some people eat snails? I guess they don't like fast food. That's a straight dad joke right there. In this video, we are going to recap yesterday, and then we're going to talk defenses versus the small forward position. We're going to talk good and bad matchups. And then because it's Wednesday, we do it every single hump day. We're going to give you the G's of threes and then finish it with our best bets and the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to continue to help the algorithm, help this channel to grow. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button as we are on our way to 32,000 subscribers. Let's get into it, and it starts with the recap. All right, there it is, a 3-3 day, but the record doesn't say it because we won some units today. We hit every single one-unit play and lost every single half-unit play. That's right. Josh Hart, over 15.5 points plus assists. He gets the job done. I'm pretty sure he got a triple-double, just absolutely dominated. Started out slow, but got the job done. The second bet. You know how I come on here and complain when I have a bad beat and just all these bad things? I have a good beat. How lucky did I get with Clint Capella? The guy, maybe I didn't get fully lucky. He didn't play much at all. He didn't play at all in the fourth quarter. This guy had 9, I think, RAs at halftime, maybe 8. And he ended with 10. And midway through the third quarter, gets brought out and never gets put back again. And he was like one of their leading scorers as well. Maybe it was that matchup I was talking about. I don't know what the coach actually was thinking, but I absolutely loved it. Cannot believe he ended on 10. Nice to be on the good side of that one, too. Bradley Beal over 21.5 points. He finished with 24. Just another good game. He actually slowed down after he hit 24, but that was a nice one-unit winner. And then we go to the half-unit plays. Kyle Lowry wasn't really even a part of it. I think he got 2 dimes, just a bad read. He's just not like what Tyrese Maxey is when it comes to passing with Embiid on the floor. And Embiid just played a little different, too. He was very passive, that's for sure. And then Goga Batotsi, double-double. There's no Goga party today, guys. That was atrocious. That was one of the most pathetic performances I've seen by him. And I watched the first half, and it looked like he didn't want to be there. He didn't want to be on the court. Every time a shot went up, he just started kind of walking back slowly. He didn't care to get a rebound. He didn't care to try. I'm pretty sure that's why he got less minutes, because the coach benched him for quite a while. I'm going to assume that was the reason, but I wish I could make millions and put in the effort that Goga did tonight. It was brutal. Remind me not to bet him again. Anthony Edwards Anthony Edwards 3+ threes. And Celtics money line. Actually, sorry, it was over 3.5 threes in Celtics money line. Well, guess what? He went over 3.5 threes. Guess what freaking lost? The Celtics money line. I lost a bet because I had a minus 1,200. That's right. That's just how it goes. I'm sure a lot of people had the Celtics in a money line parlay or something, but either way, we will gladly take this every single time. We have now won 8 of the last 10 days. That's all we can ask for every day, is to continue to be profitable. It would be nice to have like a 4-5-0 sweep one time. But there's the under tracker, all under player props. We've been doing it all season long because we're doing a lot more unders this year. And now we're 15-6. Gotta love it. There's the overall record, 42-38, up 3.30 units. Let's keep climbing. So that's the recap. And now it's time for the small forwards. All right, we're going to start out with the good matchup. So we're going to talk defenses that give up the most points to the small forward position this season. And you see it up there. The Blazers 27.4, Hawks 24.7, so on and so on. The arrows are going to be the matchups for today, just to help you guys out. Pacers are going up against Franz Wagner. That's right, of the Orlando Magic, 20.9 points per game. Had a great game yesterday. We'll see if Jalen Suggs played, but Banchero obviously still out. and the Pacers giving up quite a bit of points. The other matchup, the Phoenix Suns going up against DeMar DeRozan of the Kings. He's averaging 24.8 points per game, and the Suns giving up 22.1. You see Jaylen Brown up there. Just, you don't want to make sure he's going to play actually and not actually injured. And then Paul George, number 8 over there on the right. Something to keep in mind, which we'll talk about in a little while, but it's a second night of a back-to-back. Will he play? Will he not? We do not know yet, but that's the points. Take a screenshot. Now let's talk some rebounds, and we got 3 matchups for you today, all for 8, 9, and 10 on the bottom. Wizards going up against Keldon Johnson, who's averaging 5.7 and has not played every game this season, but Wizards giving up 9.5 rebounds to small forwards. They give up rebounds to everybody, let's face it. And then the OKC Thunder facing the Pelicans, and their only good player not hurt, Brandon Ingram, averaging 5.9 rebounds per game. Thunder giving up a lot, and also without Chet, obviously. Cavaliers, 8.4 rebounds given up. They are facing Paul George if he plays, obviously, like we just talked about. So that's the rebounds. You see our boy Josh Hart up there averaging 9.3, crushing the competition when it comes to small forwards. And again, small forwards are a position that can be very interchangeable. Sometimes they're shooting guards, sometimes they're power forwards. It's not the same like it used to be. So take this for what it is. Josh Hart is a small forward. Sometimes he handles the ball a little bit. You could say he plays power forward when OG's not on the court, things like that. It's all over the place, but just want to give you as much info as I can. Now let's go over and check out the assists. And we only got one matchup. Bradley Beal, the Suns, going up against the Pelicans, 5.2 assists per game. Beal is averaging 3.6, handling the ball more, obviously, with Kevin Durant out now. And then we got 2 injuries. Jimmy Butler, I don't think is going to be playing for a little bit still, but I haven't seen a timeline, so I just wanted to put him up there. And then Jaylen Brown as well. So that's what we got for the points, rebounds, and assists for the good matchups. And now let's talk the tough ones. As you know, since we like to do unders, I want to give you those tough matchups too. So we're going to talk points, rebounds, and assists, the toughest matchups. Now, yesterday you saw if it was highlighted that team is playing today. Well, there is a crap ton of players or teams playing today. Every single team listed on the fewest points per game listed to small forwards given up is playing today, as you can see. I mean, pretty much every team on this page is playing, but Magic giving up the fewest points along with the Spurs to the small forward position, only 17 points per game. Then you got Rockets, Celtics, Cavs, all the way down to the Knicks, and then fewest rebounds, Lakers, Raptors, Nets, Kings, and then you go over to the assists. Take these for what it is. Assists to small forwards is kind of a weird stat anyways, but Rockets, T-Wolves, Heat, Mavericks, so on and so on. So there's some surprises up here. Obviously seeing the Spurs up here, fewest points per game, but they've been playing pretty good defense. But what you really do see is you see the Nets on the points and rebounds. Nets giving up the 7th fewest points, the 3rd fewest rebounds to that position. So hopefully all this research help gives you some winners or helps you with your handicap, whatever it is. But now it's time for the G's of threes. All right, we give this to you every single Wednesday. We're going to talk some hot shooters. Here's the stipulations. We're going to go last 8 games. It's pretty much the whole season almost, but we're going to be doing last 8 games throughout the year. And as you can see over there on the right, on the bottom, the minimum 40 or more 3-point attempts, and you have to be shooting 40% or higher to make this list. This can help you with points. This can help you with 3 points, made props, whatever it is. And if they play less than 8 games, we're going to give it to you on that as well, just so you can kind of know, oh, maybe he only played 6 games. Gives you an idea, getting an average on 3-point attempts and all that. So on the left, we got Anthony Edwards. This guy is chucking up threes like none other. And I think that stat, 44 for 90, is before Tuesday's game. Just so you know, the stats aren't always updated, and the game was still at the end of it. So, and then Tyler Hero, 48.8%. We got some guys shooting the ball. How about Norman Powell? 54.5%. Absolutely lights out for the Clippers this year. And then so on and so on. We got Darius Garland, Isaiah Cotton Eye Joe, and Dennis Schroeder down there at 44.4. So what you also see on the right side to help you guys out, defense is giving up the highest 3-point percentage the last 8 games. The Hawks, Pelicans, and Kings all up there as the top 3, giving up the highest 3-point percentage to their opponents. All the way down to Cavs, Jazz, not a surprise with the Jazz, down to the Magic at 36.8%. So that is page 1. Take a screenshot, and now let's check out page 2. And we got the guy who is leading in the clubhouse yet again. Kyrie Irving, 27 for 46. That's why he's highlighted. He's shooting 58.7%. That is insane and better than Shaq's free throw percentage. Jose Alvarado, 41.5%. Hardaway. And then you'll see right there, Duncan, I don't know what I'm saying. Duncan Donuts Robinson. He played 7 games. So that's not the full 8 games, but still shoot 41.3%. You see Green down there for the Bucks. That is not AJ Green, the receiver for the Bengals a few years back. But he played 7 games. And then Steph Curry, Only 42 attempts because it was in his last 5 games. And again, that's not including the games on Tuesday, just so you guys know. But also down there, how about Pascal Siakam? 20 for 40, shooting 50%. Not always known for a guy that chucks up threes, but he is shooting pretty well lately. So, and then of course, you got the defenses over there on the right side as well. That's what we got for all the research help. And now it's time for the best bets. All right, this first bet is a money line parlay. Can we make it 3 money line parlay winners in a row? It's a 3-legger. I usually do 2, but we're going to go Cavs money line, Lakers money line, and the Thunder money line, all for minus 115 on FanDuel to 1 unit play. So we're going to start with the Cavs money line. I'm not going to go in super detail on each one, or we will be here all night. Cavs money line, they are facing the 76ers in Philly. Now, first, this money line number may change a lot depending on when you see it. If they rule Paul George and Joel Embiid out, obviously Tyrese Maxey's already out. It's going to be a bunch of backups if that's the case. I would be surprised if Embiid played. He just played in the last game. He didn't look his old self, and it's a back-to-back. I doubt they play him. And then Paul George also coming off injury. I don't think they'll play him, but we'll see what they do. But Cavs, if you don't know, guys, 12-0, freaking dominant, top 7 offensive, top 7 defensive rating. Garland is back to his old self. They have size and athleticism in the front court. They got 2 go-to scorers in the back court. It's just been unbelievable for them so far. 76ers, without the big 3, more likely they don't really have anybody who can create. Maybe Kelly Oubre Jr., but they could have a lineup of Lowry, Drummond, Caleb Martin. I mean, just yuckville right there. So this one should be an absolute beatdown by the Cavs, especially if Embiid and Paul George do not sit. So all I need is a win here. Cavs just got to win. Lakers money line, second leg. I guess you could maybe call this the harder one. I still don't think it should be that hard because the Lakers are better at home. First of all, 5-0 at home, 1-4 on the road. Small sample size. Take that for what it is. But here's the Grizzlies, guys. John Morant out. Desmond Bane still out. Marcus Smart questionable. Brandon Clark questionable. It's going to be a bunch of backups along with JJJ is what it's going to be. Lakers versus the Grizz. Anthony Davis continues to be elite this season. I think he's going to have a big game here. But the offense is running through him. If you don't know, you guys know that already, though. If you watch their games, JJ Redick has this offense running through him. He's an MVP candidate right now. He is playing the way we think he should be playing every game. Sometimes he takes games off. This year, we have not seen that much. They lost to Memphis on the road earlier this season. John Morant played in that game. Obviously, a big difference. I think they're going to come out playing hard, getting their redemption here, and they can't lose at home to the ravaged Grizzlies team. I think they have a good one here and probably cover the spread, but I just need them to win. And the third leg, it's the Thunder versus the Pelicans. They're 14.5-point favorites. As long as they don't pull a Boston Celtics, this should not be a problem. This was used to reduce the juice, as you can probably tell, because it's a huge money line. But Chet is obviously out for a couple months. But you thought the Grizzlies were injured? This is insane. The Pelicans are freaking awful and freaking injured. No Zion, no Alvarado, no DeJounte Murray still, no Jordan Hawkins, no Herb Jones, no CJ McCollum still. It is absolutely insane. This is a bottom 3 team probably with the roster that they have healthy right now. Matchup, how about the number 1 defensive team in the Thunder versus the Pelicans, who are dead last in defensive rating? It's one of its complete ends, opposite ends of the spectrum. 9th best offensive rating versus the 23rd best offensive rating, and that 23rd is not even real because there's nobody healthy. Pelicans are allowing the 2nd most points in the paint, the 3rd most fast break points. Even without Chet, I expect the Thunder to score a lot, whether it's SGA, Jalen Williams. I think those guys have some great games. I think they put an absolute beat down on them. I don't know if they cover, but all I need them to do is win a game versus a roster that is only about 1 injury away from being very close to a G League roster. It's just been bad news for the New Orleans Pelicans right now. So give me the Cavs, give me the Lakers, and the Thunder on the money line as my first best bet. All right, this second one takes us out to Madison Square Garden, where the Knickerbockers are hosting the Bulls. Knicks -8. Total in this game is 226.5. Before I get to my best bet, just want to let you know, this is my final bet for the video tonight. I am going to be adding multiple plays in the morning. Check the pinned comments, X, and Discord. It is almost midnight, and I am absolutely exhausted. So we're just going to go 2 on the video. But this bet is for a big man. He's been an absolute beast. Give me Nikola Vucevic over 16.5 points, -118 on FanDuel for 1 unit. So if you don't know about this guy, he's a guy we've talked about in the Discord, actually, with people that have been tailing him all season long. He is over this line in 10 of 11 games. That's right. He is averaging almost 21 points per game. We just need 17 here. The minutes are solid. The only miss he's had, actually, was a game where he only played 25 minutes, Every other game, he's played 30 or more minutes and obviously gone over in every single game. So he's averaging a little over 14 field goal attempts per game, and he's never had more than 4 fouls in a game. In case you want to make sure you know what's going on if he's a big man that gets in foul trouble or all that. So he is not, which is a good sign. But Nick's been about average versus centers, but Vooch is not a typical center. He's a guy who can score in the paint and dominate there, or he can step out, hit a couple threes. He can hit mid-range jump shot, which he likes to do a lot. So I like the matchup because I don't think Cat can keep up. I don't think this is a good matchup for Cat at all. But let's talk some centers versus the Knicks this season. How about Clint Capella dropping 18 when he only averages 11? Miles Turner, who can step out and hit shots as well, scored 26 against the Knicks. He averages 17. And Alperen Şengün, 25 points, averages only 18 this season. Even Jared Allen had 15 points per game. Vooch, again, is a 21 point per game scorer this year. And even, I mean, obviously he's gone over in 10 of 11, but with Levine on the court, he's gone over this in 8 of 8 games. It doesn't really matter. This guy has been really efficient and really aggressive on offense. So you'd like to see it. I feel like I'm late to the party, but I think the party's still going on because the books have this line still at 16.5, even though he continues to dominate it. I like the matchup, especially with the Knicks on the second night of a back-to-back. So let's ride the big man. That didn't sound great. For our second best bet, and before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. The 2 best bets so far. More coming in the morning. Cavs, Lakers, and Thunder moneyline parlay at -115 on FanDuel for 1 unit. Let's make it 3 moneyline parlay winners in a row. And then Vucevic over 16.5 points at -118 on FanDuel for 1 unit. And that's what we got. Thank you guys for watching. As always, thank you for hitting that like button, for leaving a comment below. I really appreciate the support. Hope everyone has a great Wednesday, and we'll talk to you soon.